Good morning, dear students. In this session, we are going to solve one more problem for 12 marks. That is the problem with regarding Ganesh Education Trust. So we have balance sheet as well as receipts and payment account with regarding Ganesh Education Trust. So this problem is also related to our educational institution, and even this problem, it came for 12 marks in the year 2016 for the annual examination. So let us solve this problem. So here we have the balance sheet of Ganesh Education Trust for the 31st 3 2017. Uh, in this statement we have both the transaction related to assets as well as liabilities. Details with regarding assets as well as liability. Under asset side they have given the assets like cash in hand, that is the cash kept in office, that is 15,000, as well as the furniture, the value of the furniture, that is 25,000, belongs to Ganesh Education Trust, and buildings cost rupees 70,000, and sports material 20,000, and library books 30,000. Here in the liability side, we have the transactions like first one, outstanding office expense. There is expense belongs to last year, which was not yet paid. That is what 5,000 outstanding amount. ಕೊಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಫೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಾಕಿ ಇದೆ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷದ್ದು 5,000. And along with that, bank loan 35,000, the loan taken by the Ganesh Education Trust from the bank, that is 35,000. And at the end we have the transaction which is related to capital fund amount 1,20,000. That is what total amount of money available in the capital fund account of educational trust, Ganesh Educational Trust. And along with the balance sheet, they also have given the receipts and payment account for the year ending 31st 3 2018. So under receipts and payment account, we have the details with regarding both the expense as well as different source of income, where the education trust have spent its money as well as where from it collected the money. Under payment side, they have mentioned the expenses for which they have spent the money. In that first one, office expenses. Office expense is a kind of expense which was spent for office purpose. And second one, postage, the expenses incurred for postal purpose, sending the letters from one place to another place, that is what postage expense. And third one, printing, it's also a kind of office expense, we can say, for printing purpose, taking the printout of various information and all. For that purpose they have spent the money, that is what printing. And salary means payment for the employee, one who work for the organization. Whatever the salary given by the organization, the payment done by the organization to the employee is known as salary, kind of expense. As well as purchase of books, purchased books for the college, it is a kind of asset. Whenever the educational institution purchase the books for the institution, it will become asset. And bank loan paid, loan, it's it's a kind of liability, repayment of the liability. So it also comes under balance sheet, not under income and expenditure account. And subscription to newspaper, the monthly payment made to the newspapers agency, that is was subscription to newspaper. And at the end of the payment side, they have given by balance carried down 26,800. This is what closing balance for the current year, for this year. Okay, the closing balance at the office, the cash balance at the office, that is what balance carried down. And under the receipt side they have given the amount, the different items. In that first one, two balance brought down, that is what opening balance at the beginning of the accounting year at the office, that is what 15,000, two balance brought down. And second one, subscription. So subscription means the amount received from the members, the amount received from the members in the form of membership fees, that is what known as subscription, amount rupees 50,000. And entrance fees is also kind of income received from the members at the time of the admission at the time of the admission, that is what entrance fees 8,000. And donation, it is collected, gift collected from the public, 12,000. And interest is the amount received on the investment made by the organization, that is 5,000. Now we have both receipts and payment account as well as balance sheet. By looking at this balance sheet as well as receipts and payment account, and also they have given adjustments. By looking at all these adjustment, receipts and payment account as well as balance sheet, we have to prepare two accounts. In that, first one income and expenditure account, and second one balance sheet for the year ending 31st 3 2018. They have asked us to prepare income and expenditure account as well as balance sheet. Okay, let us prepare income and expenditure account first. Now while preparing the income and expenditure account, you have to remember two conditions. First one, only revenue transaction should be recorded under income and expenditure account, and the transactions which are related to belongs to current year only recorded under income and expenditure account. Yes, dear students, under income and expenditure account we have to record the transactions which are belongs to current year as well as which are revenue in nature. Okay, now while preparing the income and expenditure account, you have to look at receipts and payment account as well as adjustments. By looking at receipts and payment account as well as adjustment, you have to prepare income and expenditure account. Now let us write the transaction under expenditure side of the income and expenditure account, that is debit side. You have to observe the payment side of the receipts and payment account. Now under payment side, now given transaction one by one. At first they have mentioned about office expense, amount rupees 22,000. You can see here under payment side they have given office expense, that is 22,000. Now you just look at the adjustment. Is there any transaction related to office expense? Just look at all the 5 transaction. There is no transaction related to office expense. Now you directly move towards income and expenditure account. Under that expenditure side, you can see at first they have written 22,000 balance, that is given in the payment side of the receipts and payment account, and later on they have deducted outstanding office expense, that is 5,000. Now the question is, where from that 5,000 arised? It is from the balance sheet. You can see in the balance sheet under liability side they have given outstanding office expense, that is 5,000. And you just see that balance sheet date 31st 3 2017. So that is what previous year, last year. So while solving the problem in the previous class, I already informed you people, whatever the outstanding balance belongs to the last year, it should be deducted from the current year. So now we are preparing income and expenditure for 2018. You can see here the date of the income and expenditure account, that is 2018 current year. So the 5,000 outstanding office expenses belongs to last year. That's why it is deducted from the office expenses. You just deduct 22,000 minus 5,000, it will be 17,000 under main amount column. And again you move towards the payment side. They have given the transaction related to postage, postal expense, that is 100. Just check out the adjustment. Is there any transaction belongs to postage? Nothing is there. So you can record it directly under expenditure side of income and expenditure account. 100 you can see here. And again let us go for next item, that is printing under payment side, rupees 500. Now is there any adjustment belongs to printing? No adjustment. So you just directly record it under expenditure side, printing amount 500. Here you can see. And again, let us look for next item under payment side, that is salary. They have given the amount, that is 25,000. Please check out the adjustment. Is there any transaction belongs to salary? Yes, there is. Third adjustment you can see, they have given salary prepaid, that is rupees 2,500. Now we have to adjust this prepaid salary with the salary, total salary paid. Now you can see under expenditure side how we have adjusted. At first we have to write the total amount given in the payment side, that is 25,000. Write salary and write the amount in the particulars column, and please deduct that prepaid salary given in the adjustment, that is 2,500. Now what is the reason to deduct the prepaid salary? It is nothing but it is paid for the future. Prepaid means advancedly paid for this year, but actually it is belongs to next year. Okay, the next year salary paid advancedly. Okay, so it is not belongs to current year. Whatever the item or the amount is not belongs to current year, it should be deducted according to the rule. So we have deducted from the total salary 25,000 minus 2,500. So the salary for the current year, that is 22,500. Again let us look for the next item under payment side, that is purchase of books. Okay, now purchase of books is the asset, kind of asset, whatever the books purchased for the educational institution, that is considered as library books, and it is treated as asset. So the newly purchased books, that is asset. So we are not going to record it under expenditure side, as it is asset and capital item. It is not revenue item, so that we are not going to record it under expenditure side. And the next transaction they have given, that is bank loan, about to bank loan repayment, that is 5,000. But bank loan, it is a kind of liability, so it is also not recorded under expenditure side, as it is liability. It is treated as capital in nature. And the next transaction they have given, that is about subscription to newspaper, amount rupees 600. So it's a kind of expenses, regular expense, revenue nature expense. So we have to record it under expenditure side. Here you can see we have recorded it, subscription to newspaper 600. And again the next transaction under payment side, that is balance carried down. Balance carried down means it is the cash balance available at the end of the accounting year in the organization. So the cash balance is treated as capital nature transaction. We are not going to record it under expenditure side. Now once again you have to check the adjustment. Is there any expenses left without recording under expenditure side? You just check out all the adjustment one by one. The first one is belongs to income, and the second adjustment is also belongs to income. Third one, that is a kind of expense, salary prepaid, but it is already recorded, so you just avoid that. Go for fourth adjustment. The fourth adjustment, under fourth adjustment they have given transaction related to entrance fees and donation, so it's also kind of income, so just avoid for now. And fifth one, the fifth adjustment is belongs to depreciation of building. Now the depreciation is kind of expense. Okay, so they have charged 10% depreciation per annum. PA means per annum, so annual depreciation is 10% for building. Now we have to calculate the depreciation. Students, please take your calc and calculate the depreciation on the building amount. Under the balance sheet they have given building amount, that is 70,000. 70,000, they have not mentioned any date, so no need to worry about the date. So 70,000 into 10%, you just calculate whatever the amount you get that we have to record under income and expenditure account as depreciation on building. If you calculate 70,000 into 10%, you will get the amount of rupees 7,000. That is what depreciation is, a kind of expense, so that we have recorded it under expenditure side. Somehow some student may think that how the depreciation charged on the building will become revenue nature transaction. Building is asset, no, then it should become capital nature transaction. Some may think like that, but actually the depreciation is a kind of expense. Depreciation means decrease in the value of asset, loss in the value of asset, the value of the asset decreasing in the market. So whatever the value decrease, no, that is what treated as kind of loss to the organization. And even the depreciation comes on the regular basis, that's why it is treated as revenue nature transaction. So don't be confused, and you should not treat it as capital nature transaction. Okay, so you just consider the depreciation as expense and it is regular on the basis, so that we are considering it as revenue nature transaction and we recorded it under expenditure side. Now, so there is no expenses left without recording. We have recorded all the expenses under expenditure side of income and expenditure account. Let us move further. Now let us observe under income side. Now we have to record the transaction under income side by looking at the receipts and payment account, especially receipt side. Under receipt side, at first they have given the balance brought down, the transaction related to the opening balance, that is 15,000 cash balance. Cash is considered as asset, so we are not going to record it under income side. The next transaction is belongs to related to subscription, that is membership fees. Total amount we have 50,000. Now you just check out both the old balance sheet as well as the adjustment. Is there any transaction related to subscription? In the old balance sheet they have not mentioned any transaction related to subscription. Now you just observe at the adjustment. In the adjustment, both first adjustment and second adjustment related to subscription, so we have to adjust. The first adjustment says there is a outstanding subscription, means that is belongs to current year, 5,000. And also in the second adjustment they are telling subscription received in advance is there, 5,000, that is belongs to next year. Received in advance means received in the current year, but actually it is belongs to next year. That is what received in advance. So the outstanding subscription is belongs to this year, but received in advance is belongs to next year, future year. So the first one we should add, and the second received in advance should be deducted from the actual amount given in the receipt side, that is from 50,000. You just look at income side how we adjusted. At first we have written the subscription actual amount given in the receipt side, that is 50,000. Later we have deducted less subscription received in advance, that is belongs to next year. We have deducted as it is not belongs to this year, and the amount, the balance, available balance, that is 45,000. Now once again we have to add outstanding subscription that is given in the adjustment number 1, that is 5,000. Actually it is belongs to current year, so the total amount to be written under the main amount column, that is 50,000. So this is how the adjustment should be done regarding subscription. Let us move further. The next item given under receipt side, that is entrance fees, 8,000. But just have observation in the adjustment. The fourth adjustment they have mentioned like capitalize 50% of entrance fees and 100% of donation, means the 50% of the entrance fees should be capitalized and remaining 50% should be considered as revenue. So they have mentioned specifically, so that whatever the entrance fees they have given 8,000, you just take 50% of amount to the income side of income and expenditure account, and remaining 50% amount, that is 4,000, to the balance sheet. Now you transfer 4,000 to the income side, you can see here. entrance fees. Within the bracket they have mentioned 50% revenue, and they have written out of 8,000 they have written only 4,000 under income column. Even you can see here the calculation they have done, 8,000 into 50 by 100. You can see here 8,000 into 50 by 100. Let us move further. The next item under receipt side they have given, that is donation 12,000. But in the adjustment, as we seen just now, the donation they have asked to capitalize the complete 100% donation to treat as capital item and to record under balance sheet, that is specially under capital fund. And the next transaction in the receipt side, that is last one, interest. Interest means the amount received from the organization like bank or share market for the investment made by the organization, that is 5,000. Now before recording that interest, you just observe in the balance sheet, is there any percentage of interest given in the balance sheet? There is no percentage given, so straight away you just record it under income side directly. You can see here they have recorded the interest directly under amount column 5,000 as it is given in the receipt side. And we are done with recording all kind of incomes. Now we have to total both the side, credit side as well as debit side of income and expenditure account, and we have to find out which side shows more amount. And credit side it shows the total amount 59,000. You can see here 59,000 total amount. And also you have to calculate the total of the debit side. There you will get the shortage of amount, that is 11,300 shortage amount you will get. If the debit side shows the shortage amount, that shortage will be treated as surplus. They have written surplus, the amount rupees 11,300. It is what the excess of income over the expenditure, treated as surplus. Now we are done with the income and expenditure account. Let us move for the next account, that is balance sheet. Each account have 6 marks. For income and expenditure account 6 marks, and for balance sheet 6 marks will be allotted. Now let us prepare the balance sheet by looking at the old balance sheet. Now we have the balance sheet of 2017, but we have to prepare the balance sheet of 2018 looking at the previous balance sheet. Whatever you are seeing on the screen, that is what old balance sheet. At first asset side they have given cash in hand 15,000, but you should not take the amount given in the balance sheet, but the amount should be considered from the payment side, that is carry down balance. We have 26,800. Just record that amount under the new balance sheet, like you can see here. This is what balance sheet of this year, but while giving the subtitle they have mentioned here income. Actually it is not income, asset. You just correct that mistake, it is just print mistake. Now at first in the new balance sheet they have written cash in hand, the amount is 26,800, but actually in the old balance sheet they have given 15,000. But we have to record the closing balance of the payment side for the cash in hand or cash at bank. Again you just look at the old balance sheet. In the old balance sheet they have given the second transaction, that is about furniture, amount rupees 25,000. You just check out the adjustment, is there any depreciation regarding furniture? There is no such transaction, so directly we can write the furniture as well as its actual amount into the new balance sheet. Furniture 25,000. Let's go for next transaction under asset side, that is belongs to building. Building amount they have given 70,000, but there is adjustment belongs to building, especially that is about depreciation 10%. Now we have to charge depreciation 10% in the new balance sheet. At first you have to write the actual amount given in the old balance sheet, that is 70,000, deduct 10% depreciation, that is 7,000, then you will get the actual amount, that is 63,000. You have to write under main amount column. Again look at the old balance sheet, the next transaction they have given, that is sports material, amount rupees 20,000. There is no other transaction belongs to sports material, so directly write the sports material in the asset side of the new balance sheet. You can see here the sports material they have written directly. There is no adjustment with regarding sports material. And again, the next transaction, that is about library books in the old balance sheet. Actual amount given in the old balance sheet, that is 30,000, but under the payment side we can observe the new book purchased for 10,000 again. So you have to add it in the new balance sheet. Here you can see under new balance sheet they have written the library books, and they have added whatever the books purchased in addition, which was given in the payment side 10,000, they have added and written 40,000 total amount in the main amount column. And again, in the asset side there is no asset left, but once you better you check out the adjustment, is there any assets. At first they have given the subscription outstanding rupees 5,000. Subscription is a kind of income. Whenever the income is outstanding, it is treated as accrued income. Accrued income always considered as asset. So this outstanding subscription should be recorded under asset side. You can see under asset side under new balance sheet, especially under asset side, we have recorded the outstanding subscription 5,000 as it is yet to receive and treated as accrued income. That's why it is recorded under asset side. And again, you check out the adjustment, any other transaction which is to be treated as asset. You can see here in the third adjustment, the salary prepaid. Actually salary is a expense, but when we pay the salary in advance basis, that is treated as asset. As you people are in second year, you should have that knowledge. Salary prepaid is treated as asset, so we have recorded it under asset side. Now why prepaid salary is treated as asset? Why? Because it is paid in advance, the benefit yet to receive. Okay, before receiving the benefit, if we pay any person, then we treat such transaction as asset. Why? Because the benefit yet to we have to receive, that's why. And we are done with all the transactions which is treated as asset, and we have recorded it under asset side of the new balance sheet. Now let us move one more side, that is liability side. Under liability side they have given the transaction, different transaction. At first they have mentioned about outstanding office expense. We already adjusted this outstanding office expenses under the payment side, so no need to record it again under the liability side, new balance sheet. Under liability side of the new balance sheet, no need to record it again. Okay, whatever the it is better to remember, students, the transaction related to outstanding or advance in the old balance sheet will not be repeated in the new balance sheet. Okay, now the next transaction given in the liability side, that is about bank loan, amount rupees, total amount rupees 35,000. But actually in the payment side, one transaction we already left, that is about bank loan. While preparing the receipts and payment account, we have not recorded this bank loan. Now this bank loan paid 5,000 should be deducted from the new balance sheet while recording the bank loan. Here you can see under liability side, at first they have written the actual bank loan amount, that is 35,000. Later they have deducted that bank loan paid 5,000 from the actual amount. The available amount recorded under main amount column, that is 30,000 after deducting the repaid amount, that is 5,000. Now the next transaction under old balance sheet, that is about capital fund. Okay, no other transaction left, only one transaction left, that is capital fund 1,20,000. Now there is little more adjustment with regarding capital fund, so you should be careful while recording the capital fund. At first we have to write the opening balance of the capital fund as it is given in the old balance sheet. You can see here they have written capital fund, and also they have written 1,20,000 the opening balance given in the old balance sheet. Later we have to add surplus. It is nothing but the difference balance we have got in the receipts and payment account. Whatever the difference balance we are getting under receipts and payment account, it may be surplus or deficit. If it is surplus, then we have to add. If it is deficit, then we have to deduct from the capital fund. And later they have added the entrance fees in the adjustment. I think you remember, while preparing the income and expenditure account, we have written the 50% of the entrance fees in the payment side. The whatever the remaining amount is there, that should be added here. And again they have added the donation, that is 12,000, as in the adjustment they have asked to capitalize 100% donation to treat as a capital nature transaction, so that we have added it under capital fund account. So totally it will be, after adding all these amount, opening balance 1,20,000 plus surplus 13,300 and 50% of entrance fees, that is 4,000, and 100% of donation, that is 12,000. After adding all this item, the total capital fund will be 1,47,300. It should be recorded under main amount column. And once again you have to check the adjustment. Is there any transaction left without recording under liability side? The second transaction you can see, that is subscription received in advance. Okay, subscription received in advance rupees 5,000. Whenever the organization receive advance amount on behalf of the third person, it will be treated as liability. So you have to record it under liability side. So under liability side they have recorded the subscription received in advance, that is 5,000. And now we are done with recording all the transactions both under asset side and liability side. Now you have to take the total, then you will be get tallied amount on both the side. Yes dear students, we are done with the problem. Now dear students, you may be getting problems in understanding to solve this kind of illustration, but actually it is comparatively it is quite difficult only. But still, by solving too many problems, you will get some idea how to solve this problem. So let me solve some more problems in the next session, so that you will get clear picture with regarding solving this kind of illustration. Yes dear students, I'm gonna wind up the session. If you get any doubt with regarding these problems, please let me know. Yes dear students, thank you.